sunshines. How art thou? How art thou? I am again doing my Mentor Monday for you special sunshines. I am Shauna, Creative Stitching Diva. I am on IG on a separate device, and I am on YouTube on another device. I am doing the two collabs purposely because a lot of people on the Instagram say, I don't know that you have a YouTube. I didn't know you had a YouTube. So I'm letting you know I have a YouTube. So Mentor Monday, right? We're going to discuss barriers today. And this is going to be hard for me. But in order for me to help you, I need to just do it, get it over with, and push through it. So this is something that I had to go through in order for me to be where I'm at today. It was a time and a place where I had absolutely no ambition. My business was in shambles. I couldn't even call it a business, to be honest with you. I couldn't really do too much anything. I had no motivation. I had absolutely nothing. So when people come to me and say, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I want to do this business, but I'm not sure why or how I'm having these issues. I get it. I understand. And this is why I think doing this can help others. So I am, I did what is it, a PowerPoint, so I could go over the PowerPoint with you guys and you can see how I went through my transition. In order for me to help you, I had to go through it myself. And the reason why our businesses are failing or succeeding is because of those barriers, our story, right? Our story of what we've been through, what um what obstacles we went through or not went through, things that we need to survive, things that we need to keep pushing on, we may not have. So that's what I had to do. I can't say anything to anyone else unless I went through it. So it took a long time. It did not take overnight, didn't take a couple of months. It actually took like over a year and a half. And it took some brainstorming and some tragic situations to happen in order for me to actually say, I overcome this in my life. So, in order for my business to succeed, I had to overcome that bad situation in my life. So if you are following my podcast, and my podcast, I tell some of the tragic things that happened. Some of it. I ain't tell it all now. It's a lot of baggage that I had, and I had to unleash some of that baggage in order to keep moving without having um, to carry that baggage, as well as having a business and to be successful in that business. So before I move on, I just want to say welcome. Thank you for coming in. And how art thou? How art thou? How is your Monday? I want to just let you know that I have Snapchat, Super Chat is still on. Super Chat is on at the bottom on the right. You can click it. It's the $sign. Whenever you want to say, hey, Diva, I appreciate you. I want to donate. That is there for your need. And yeah, like, share, because it's caring. And here we go. So I'm going to, for my IG people, there is not a lot of people on there, but if you want to come on over to see the actual PowerPoint, the link is in my bio. All right, so let me put this on for you. Let's see. Okay, here we go. So, my mission statement. When I took this class and I said, it's not that one, this one. So when I took this class and I said that I wanted to help people and I wanted to um, be able to use my story and my experiences to help others, this is the mission statement that I took in order to be able to help you. So, impacting lives through my personal experiences without excuses. And that's all I did. That's all I did was say excuse on top, excuse on top, excuse. I had a lot of excuses, and the excuses that I had, some of them were valid excuses, in my opinion, but some of them were not valid excuses. Some of them were just low down, dirty laziness. That's basically all I can say about that. It was laziness. And the laziness did not, it was more so laziness for no purpose, no ambition. I didn't want to do this. I didn't want to do that. That's basically what that was all about. I had a hard time facing the fact that it's me. I had a hard time facing the fact that I can't move on unless I fix certain issues. And so I said, okay, what is it that I need in order for me to keep moving on? And I didn't know. I had no idea. I had no idea whatsoever what I needed to do to push on. I kept waiting for some magic moment. I kept waiting for that right time. I was waiting for the lump sum of money I'm supposed to get. Then I was waiting for the right moment where I will have more time. Then I was waiting for that perfect timing when I go to the doctor, he gives me this magic shot and I'm going to be healed. I was waiting for all of that. That's what I was waiting for. I was waiting for all of that to happen. And 10 years later, it never happened. Ever. And these are things that were for sure supposed to happen. Well, not the magic shot, but these are things that in my life was supposed to have happened. But I was in order for me to move to my next step, I just felt like I had to wait for that. I had to wait for all of that, and that's a problem. That's a horrible problem that a lot of us get ourselves caught up in. And when we get ourselves caught up into that, we don't move on because we're complacent and we're waiting. Our story puts us in a comfortable position because we were brought up a certain way. We were not brought up like other people. We were brought up a certain way. All of us, no matter who you are, race, whether you're rich, poor, whatever. We all was brought up that particular way. So when we hit obstacles, we do not know how. Some people can go through them and others can't. It's because of your story. So when I talk about my business and how I'm able to overcome my business and overcome those barriers. It's because of that story. I had no other choice but to overcome that story in order to push on. Um, all right, now I'm gonna go into the other hard part. All right. So, what are your needs? So back in 2018, I decided to write down what were my needs. At that time, I had a lot of needs. I had the need of motivation. I had the need of security. I had the need of better health, energy, stable shelter, and stable income. So 2018, in the beginning, I'm going to say more of 2017, but 2018, that is when I hit a pivot, like in my life. So my son went off to college, and I am in a relationship. And this is the end of 2017. I'm in a relationship, and I'm thinking everything is good and everything's going to be even better once 2019 hit. Once 2019 hit, I am going to get all of those things that I was waiting for. So I was waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting for it, and it didn't come. So Christmas came. I could not buy my kids anything for Christmas. I was on welfare. Welfare gave me $400 after I paid my $200 rent. Because at that time I had something called TRA, temporary rental assistance, which they give you when you are on welfare. Um, and temporary rental assistance was so stressful because they could take it away from you any moment. Anything can happen and they could say you're not getting it next month. So that was so stressful. I wasn't built to go through that, but I did because I had no other choice. But I wasn't built for that at all. And that kind of tipped the scale for that next part that I'm going to tell you. So I couldn't buy my kids anything for Christmas. I was hurt. I believe I had friends that said, here's this, here's that. But it's nothing like buying yourself, picking up something and going out to the store and buying something yourself for your kids. I couldn't do it. Then after Christmas, it was New Year's. And every New Year for the past, well, in 2017, 2018, those New Year's were the same. I didn't do nothing. I stayed at home. And it was a point in time before I would go to church, but I didn't. I stayed home. And I looked at New Year's like, oh boy, it's just another day. I was even looking at, I hate the holidays. I can't stand the holidays. And it used to be the best time of year for me, but I knew it was a time where people had family and a time where people got together and bought gifts that they love. And it just was not the meaning of Christmas to me. So I didn't like it. I didn't like Thanksgiving. This time of the year was bittersweet for me. Not even sweet. It was bitter. So it was after all of that, I was happy. I just wanted New Year's to be over with. So New Year's came and gone. January 1st, everything was okay. January 2nd, there was tension in the house. That year, I was living with my two boys. Well, my oldest was in college, but my little one and my significant other at that time, which was the little one's father. So we living together, and I am like, it's a little tense in here. It's a little tense, but the person that I am, I push on and I keep on moving because I'm waiting for that magical thing to happen. So once that magical thing to happen, everything's gonna be fine. Everything's gonna be okay. And in my mind, I'm like, I'm not worrying about it because once that magical thing is gonna happen, I'm gonna be all right. I just need to do what I need to do now so that magical thing can happen. Now, this magical thing wasn't for sure to happen at any given time, but I was looking for this magical money or this magical pill or shot that was gonna make me feel so much better. Like all of this stuff I was waiting for. The 3rd of January, the whole entire day, I felt it. I felt tense. I felt heavy. But then I was fine. All of a sudden, I think I was crocheting, watching TV, and then out of the blue, I get, we need to talk. Okay. crocheting, watching TV. I think that day was a day where I'm watching my Ratchet TV shows. So as I'm watching my Ratchet TV shows, he's like, we need to talk. Okay. I'm going to move to such and such a place, and yeah, we're not working no more. It's I'm leaving. Like what? Wait, what? 12 years? Wait, huh? I'm leaving. So I'm like, oh, okay, okay. And then stuff started coming out his mouth that I honestly don't remember. I can't even tell you what was saying in his mouth because in my head I'm thinking, this mother effer, 12 years, a son. Like I'm like reliving every single thing we went through, and I'm like, this is how it's gonna end? Okay. Um, I went off. I had a breakdown. I went crazy. I even actually my son was here. Yes, my oldest. He was there because he was in the room right next to me and he actually had heard everything that happened. And I thank God for my son because he knows I'm upset and sad and mad and whatever. He just texts me. He texts me from the other room. I love you. Everything's gonna be okay. You know, that's what my son did. And he was like what, 18 at the time? 19? No, he was 17. I don't know. These years are going by so fast. Okay, so the thing about that night, I was hurt. I felt empty. I felt like I didn't know how to push. And I decided this nigga is just BSing. So I think I went through denial. I went through a type of denial. And that denial I went through, it I thought I was crazy. Because I went through a serious denial. So that next morning I got up 5 in the morning and I left. And I went all the way to South Jersey. Like an hour away. Hour and a half away. Went to South Jersey. I took myself for a walk in South Jersey. My family live in South Jersey and they don't even know where I was. They don't even know I was down there. I went to a restaurant, took myself to eat. I think I went to the doctor. Then I came all the way home, took myself to dinner because I was out all day. I came home and I was good. I was fine. I guess I needed that. I don't know. But yeah, so that was a Sunday, I remember now. So that next day was a Monday. So okay, I went, I did all of that, and I was good. I was fine, but I really wasn't fine. So let's speed it up to later on that month. I just was tired. And I felt like I was pushing and pushing and pushing because I wanted us to still be a family. So I was lowering my standards to make others happy. And because I did that, I was miserable. And I was so complacent, I was lazy, I was not motivated, I had no purpose, I had no goals. I just wanted to wait until this magical thing that happened to keep pushing on. So, what I'm saying is, I went through all of that for no reason. There was no reason for me to go through all of that. But I didn't have anyone to put me in that, girl, snap out of it. Girl, you could people knew that I was going kind of sort of crazy because it wasn't just a toxic relationship because it was toxic. I just didn't see it at that point. I'm waiting for the magical thing to happen so that this toxic relationship was going to magically disappear. and it was going to be great from there. But that didn't happen. And even when he left, I had to say, Shauna, you're taking care of everything by yourself now. Because I'm like, how am I going to do this? How am I going to take care of this? I was doing it. I was doing it with or without him. I was doing it. So I'm thinking, like, why the hell am I acting like I can't live without this person? Because I went 12 years. Hello. It was part of being complacent and part of my story. That whole entire 12 years was part of my story. So I didn't know how, even though I was doing it, it was automatic rotation. So because I was going on automatic, just straight go and tunnel vision, not seeing anything else, that is the reason why my life went just like that instead of opening up the doors and seeing the sunlight and smelling the fresh flowers. I didn't see all of that, and I didn't even focus on none of that at all. I had to get counseling, not just for the toxic relationship, but because I had no ambition. I knew I wanted to make my business grow, and I knew that when I put my mind to something, I would make good money, but then it wouldn't last. Why? Because when I was brought up, my story is we were middle class, but we didn't make it. Um like we struggled. My grandmother and grandfather raised me majority of my years as a teenager. I'm gonna say for a good while. My mom was around, but she wasn't around. Then when my grandparents left, then my mom was around. And then when my mom was around, we were income, low income. So I went from the child that had all this stuff, spoiled little brat, to the little middle one comes, and then I got to share now. So my story was up and down, up and down, up and down. I had it all. I had beautiful stuff, handmade stuff, nice jewelry. Like I was a little spoiled ass little brat. But the older I got, the more I started to see that kind of dwindling down. The thing that I can never take away from my grandparents and my mom and my family, the extended part of my family, was the fact that they gave me ambition. Like I never saw many of them on welfare or many of them in projects. The one thing I can actually say is we had a house. And I think that's what made me have that little bit of, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this in the back of my mind. But there's some people who don't have that and they don't have that ambition and they just want to sit around because that's all they know. What I am here to tell you is it's so much more outside that damn door. It's so much more. And I didn't see it until after I had to just let these barriers go. So once I focused on those needs, I needed motivation. I needed security, better health, energy, shelter, income. I needed all of that. And what I mean by stable shelter, yeah, I had a shelter. I had a roof over my head, but it was rocky because I was doing it by myself. Even though I had somebody around, I was doing it by myself. I had a significant other at that time who you had to say, I need this, I need that, this has to be paid, and that has to be paid. And then I would get it. I learned throughout these years you shouldn't have to. So the significant other that I have now, who I call security, he gives, whereas the other one I have to say, can I have? It's a difference. Um, there's other things that I had to learn in order for me to focus on my business, and that was motivation. Motivation to not just do the business, but motivation to get up, not to just sit around. I was not working. I'm on disability. Um, but I wasn't on disability. That's another story. I could not work. So that was the reason why I was able to stay on welfare as long as I was, only because of the fact that I couldn't work. I didn't know what was going on with my body. I was going through mental issues, physical issues. I was 350 pounds, and all of that weighed in on me. It was hard to walk. It was days I couldn't even walk to the bathroom. From my bedroom to the bathroom, I couldn't even walk. If I had to go out, I was pushing myself to get down the 3 flights of stairs to go to such and such a house or go to the school, because at the time I was a parent advocate. So I would go to the schools and I would volunteer, and I had meetings for my Eastern Stars. So I was pushing myself to do those things, so I would not just sit around doing anything. Why I had at least put myself to get up is because I was just sitting around doing nothing. I would literally sleep all day long. I would literally sleep and eat all day long. I would literally talk on the phone all day long. I would be watching I had shows from like early in the morning to like late at night, just lined up. So I had to get out of that. I had to get out of that, and I had to put myself in a position where that whole entire situation is not getting me anywhere. I'm not gonna lie. Um, I did find somebody quickly after I left out of that relationship. It was at a point in a time where I said, I'm not looking anymore. And then this man shows up. When I literally said, I'm not looking, because that's not what you're supposed to do. You're not supposed to look for a man. And when I realized that and I said that to myself, hell no, I'm not looking for anybody. I'm not searching for nobody, but get this, and then this person comes. When that person came, I looked into him as my heart would beat like talking to him, and I would get nervous, and I just don't understand how or why I was so damn nervous, but I really was. And I felt horrible about myself. I felt like I don't want to meet this man because if I meet him, he's not going to like me. But then I'm thinking about Shauna. He's the one who said hi to me. He's the one who wanted to come to me. And I'm a thick girl. I don't like me being a huge big girl, but I like being a thick girl. And the 350 pounds that I lost 50 pounds, just stop drinking water. Just all I do is drink water. So when I started to just drink water, it was just by fluke. It wasn't something that I said one day I'm gonna just drink water. No. One day I just woke up and I was so thirsty, and I just started drinking water. And then if I drank some juice, it made me sick. Like it was just so sweet. And it could be regular juice with not a lot of sugar. But in my mind, it was so sweet that it would make me more and more thirsty. So I had to keep drinking water. And so I just started drinking water. Everything that happened from that time on was basically me kind of sort of rolling into my new life, not even realizing it. When I realized that I don't want to be on welfare, I don't want the government to dictate what I'm going to do, how I'm going to do it. I don't want that. That's when I had to grind. And that's when I had to put on that shield of armor and just do whatever I had to do to push through all of that. Now, I got orders, but I didn't get orders the way I am getting now. The reason why I'm getting orders now is because of the consistency, and I spit out a lot of blankets, but also because not only because they're nice, they're divatized, but also because I announced that I am a business. People don't know if we're a business or not. They think this is just our hobby. So I had to announce that I am a business. I had to announce the great things that were happening because of this business. wow, I'm so excited. I got this LLC. Oh, wow, I'm excited. I got this. And wow, I used to put that up there. Even if I didn't get it yet, but I was on my way to. I filled out the application, or I jump started this, or I got that, or I started the Etsy account. I knew that I was on that way. So I knew once I put it out there, that was my accountability, because people will always ask, "Let me see that," or "How did you get that?" They always ask. So that was more of my accountability. Like a coach, I guess. Social media is my accountability coach, I guess. So that was my needs. I'm gonna tell you my barriers. My barriers. Those are what kind of sort of stopped me. My weight. 350 pounds, hard to breathe, hard to walk, hard to crochet, hard to cook, hard to get up, hard to do whatever you need to do. That was my barrier. Motivation. Well, if I can't get the hell up, I can't. I'm not going to be motivated to do absolutely anything. I didn't look at myself as having good self-esteem either. I did not have great self-esteem. So because I didn't have great self-esteem, there was no motivation. My relationship at that time, like I told you, the nigga left me. So that was a barrier as well, because he did not appreciate what I was doing. In his mind and in his eyes, I was wasting time sitting here crocheting things, because that's not going to pay the bills. To be technical, he wasn't either, but that's another story. Lack of funds. How the hell was I going to live off of 450? It wasn't 450. I keep saying 450, but it really was $430. Then when the boy went to college, they cut him off. So then I got 320. That's when I said, I can't do this no more. I can't do it. Get me the hell up out of this mess. Because if I get 300 and something dollars and my rent is 200, listen, I don't know how anybody can live off of that. I don't have anybody to live off of. I don't have nobody to live with. I have to live by myself with my boys, and I have to take care of them. So I could not do that. That barrier is what I kept saying to myself, I cannot, or I can't do this, or I can't take that order because of, and that's what stopped me. That's what put me in a really tight situation. And then I'm my own barrier. I'm the one who was blocking these things. I'm the one who just didn't get my ass up and do what I needed to do. So those were the barriers that I needed to work on. And the first thing that my mentor, not my mentor, well, my mentor also, but the first thing that my therapist and coach said to me was, in order for you to work on everything else, maybe you should work on you. So I went all the way down to where it says me, and I worked on me. Then I worked on the weight. But I did that at the same time because I had low self-esteem of myself. I had to work on my weight. Discipline. I had a freaking hard time with discipline. How did I overcome and get to discipline? I'm going to tell you. When I started that one day, I went to the gym. And the only reason why I went to the gym is because this new guy came into my life. And I'm like, this man is small. I'm so into big guys. And this man is so damn small. Why do he want me? And in my mind, I'm like, maybe I should just get smaller just so that, we don't look like a number 10. Like, I'm saying all of this in my mind. Like, I'm dead serious. But, my mom used to always say that. Y'all look like a number 10. But not me in this one, but somebody else in the past. But yeah, so I had to stop thinking of that number 10 and just do something about it. But then I had to do it for me. Get everybody else. I had to do it for me. So I got to the point where I said, I ain't doing this for no nigga. Sorry, I don't mean to say it like that, but I really said it like that. I'm not doing it for him. I'm gonna do this for me. So I started researching what exercises I could do low impact. Then out of the blue, this chick I don't even know, she just came out of the blue. I never met her a day in my life before. She lives in my city, and she was like, you want to start working out? You want not working out? She said, you want to drink this? I got the best thing for you. And I'm like, what the hell is this? Now the crazy thing is, I saw so many people sell this product, but for some reason, I went straight to her, and I did, and I tried it, and it wasn't something I wanted. I spent the money on it, but it wasn't something I wanted. So I still had it. I put it to the side. But as I kept on going, in my mind, I'm saying, I need something, a supplement or something to help me. I can't do this by myself. And I just kept saying that. I can't do this by myself. I need a supplement. And I'm telling my therapist, I'm telling my coach, I can't just do this by myself. I need for them to give me some weight loss pills, or I don't want surgery, because surgery and Shauna do not mix. Every time I had surgery, it was always something that happened. I did not want surgery to lose the weight. I needed to do it on my own. I've always been the push through, but for some apparent reason, when I met the toxic relationship, I slowed the hell down and I didn't push through. Some people said to me, oh, you pushed through because you have kids and you had to live for them. Really? That's not what I thought. Because in my mind, I was thinking they would be better off without. That's what I was thinking. I wasn't thinking that me being here, I can push through whatever just to help them. I wasn't thinking that at that time. I was thinking they could go with my sister or my mom and they would be better off than being with me. Because you don't want your kids to have to go without food, or you don't want your kids to not have clothes, no hand-me-downs. Like you want your kids to be better than what you was brought up. So I had to go through a lot of freaking soul searching, discipline, and motivating myself. Because sometimes you don't have that crowd around you. Sometimes you have to say, I know I could do it. I know my worth. And I know that I do not need to keep going through this. You don't understand. Like every single month, I had to go to the welfare building. And this was like a repetitive thing. And I don't understand how I did it for that damn long. But I guess I had to wait for Toxic to leave out of my life to realize I didn't need him, because I was doing it. I was busting my ass to go and do all of this. But the crazy thing is, once Toxic left, then you're like, Shauna, why did you have to do yourself like that? You bust your ass to go to that damn building every single month to make sure you guys have a roof over your head and food in your mouth for $420 or $30, and you had a man in your house. It was so beyond me how I put myself through that. But it was for me to go through, to share, and to help others, to let them know that you do not have to go through toxic relationships in order to make it. So, every single month, every single month, I went to that welfare building, and I had to prove I paid my rent. I had to prove I paid my PSNG. I had to prove that I jumped over hoops. I had to prove that I went to the doctor. I had to prove all of this for them to say, we're going to terminate you because you didn't do this. And I had to fight it. And this was like almost every other month. Sometimes I would go a good like 3 months where nobody said anything to me. And then that 4th month hit, and it was like, you did this and you didn't do that, or you missed the appointment, or you didn't get the, it was always something. No one should have to go through that. No one. It's not meant for us to be on that type of system. It's meant for us to work and be productive human beings in the society, right? But some of us don't know that. Um, I believe the shift that we're going through now is a good reason for us to stop settling and move on and push through those barriers. How? How did I decide to have that determination? It's because I got tired. I got so tired. I was done with the getting up and going there, and I was done with the people telling me we're not paying your rent because of, and it was stupid reasons. It was so many people out here who was selling drugs and doing things that they weren't supposed to do, and they still was getting their rent paid. But me, I was busting my ass and doing everything the right way, and still I was told we're not paying this month, or you gotta prove this, or right. And the thing is, when they tell you you have to prove this, they give you 30 days to prove it, but then they stop your rent sometimes. Sometimes they pay it, sometimes they didn't. And then when they stopped your rent, it was one time it went like 5 months. I was almost out the damn door. Even though I paid my portion, I had to pay my portion to my landlord plus their portion because my caseworker decided, I don't know. I don't think she went on vacation. I think she got hurt or something. But they put these people that are overworked, and because they're overworked, they don't know your situation and they don't know what that last person told you to do. And then because they have this new system that they're doing, they making you do what it was. So I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it no more. Sometimes you have to go through all of that to say, okay, I'm done. I'm tired. For that dedication and for me to say, I'm getting up and I'm working 9 to 5. I did it step by step though. I did it step by step. I didn't do it all at once. Step by step. I had to get up whether I didn't like it or not, whether I was in pain or not, because I have RA. Getting up in the morning is the worst time. I have pain like freaking crazy. So what I would do is I would make myself either tea, hot chocolate, or if it's like during the summer, I would get something cold or whatever, and I would give myself an hour. I would sit at the edge of my bed and I would write stuff down, and I had to keep doing that every single day. Every single day, I had to keep doing it. Then I would say, I'm going to go take a walk because I had to make sure my son get to school. So I had to go make sure he got to school, and I would go walk a couple of blocks, and then I would come home, and then I would start graphing or crocheting or start moving in the direction of where I wanted to be. That's what I had to do. And it was days I didn't want to do it and I didn't do it. But I got that. I got up that next day and I did it. There was days where 2 days passed. I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to go because I was just so tired, so out of it. I didn't do it. But that third day, I got my ass up and I just did it. So you can stop for that day, maybe 2. Don't make it 3 and 4. Keep on going. So you may not be motivated that day, and it's okay because we humans and we go through a lot. But get up and push through. When I say push through, there's days I have to psych myself. I have to say, all right, Shauna, if I could just go for that 1 hour, because I do myself with little tiny goals. Just 1 hour, Shauna. Just give yourself 1 hour. Or I may not be okay to do the 1 hour. So I'll be, all right, Shauna, just 30 minutes. You could do 30 minutes, Shauna. You could do 30 minutes. Just push yourself for 30 freaking minutes. And it could be the longest 30 minutes of my goddamn morning, but I did it and I pushed through it. And once that 30 minutes is over, then I can relax. and then get my ass up and do something else. It got to the point where I was doing it nonstop for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks, to the point where if I did not, it was the opposite. I started turning it around. If I did not get up and go, I felt empty. If I did not go take that walk for an hour, and at that time it started getting to like an hour and a half. If I did not get up and take that walk, I felt horrible. I felt so like, oh my God, my day. Like I was just sitting, I was telling my now boyfriend, security, I'm telling him, listen, I am so like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I'm literally laying there with my phone in my hand, and I'm like, I can't just do this. I can't just sit around. And it's sometimes where I give myself a break. But even though I gave myself that 3 hour window to just chill, give myself some time to like recuperate, I'm fidgety. I'm like, I'm supposed to be doing something. I'm supposed to be doing something. So I keep looking at my papers. I kept looking at my schedule, and I got to do something. I got to do something. I can't just sit here. It got to the point where like I just grind and grind. And let me tell you something. Rona tore me down. Rona tore me down. I'm going to say Rona tore me down way more than cancer. I'm going to say that because at least when I had cancer, I don't know if it was denial. I don't know if it was, I don't know what it was. All I know is I got the diagnosis. I cried. And then I got my ass up and went to work. I got the next day, that next day was the weekend. So that Monday, I went to work. That Tuesday, I went to work. That weekend, that Friday after my diagnosis, I think it was like a week later, the doctor I worked for, he helped me a whole lot. He found me a doctor in another county. I went. They say you need surgery ASAP because the cancer is so aggressive and it's starting to spread. I went. I think I had to recuperate for a week, and then I went back to work. I pushed and pushed and pushed. But with Miss Rona, I don't know what it was. I couldn't do it. I felt myself going backwards a little bit. I felt all of that hard work. I won the transformation contest in March where I lost all that weight. I won the money and I was doing great. I did that big birthday showcase showing my family and friends who haven't saw me. I did that and I showed that I lost the weight. I was down. I went from 28, size 28 to size 22. Yeah, I went from size 28. I almost couldn't even fit a size 28, to be honest with you. But I went from 28 to 22. Then I was to 20. Then Miss Rona hit. I gained more weight. I gained 12 pounds since Miss Rona. So when I got sick with coronavirus, I got sick the end of March. My birthday, March 11th. 2 weeks later, I got sick. April Fools was an April Fools for us, for real, in this household. Easter Day, which was April 12th, was the day we got our diagnosis that we had the coronavirus. It was like my heart dropped because I didn't know. I'm hearing all the deaths. So I'm like, I'm not going to be able to focus. I'm not going to. So that also made me think, I did all of this for this. I did all that pushing for this damn mystery illness to come and strike me. That's how I was feeling. But let me tell you something. I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was the prayers. I don't know if it was just the push through it. I don't know. But something told me to get my ass up and do what I need to do. And that's how I started doing more of this YouTube. So I did YouTube in the past, but it wasn't going nowhere because I wasn't consistent. I'm consistent now. So even though I kind of went backwards with my weight, I went forwards with my business. So I pushed through some of those barriers. So sometimes we have to pick and choose what we can do right now and what we can't do. Some may be hard and some we may have to put on the back burner until we could push through one thing. So I needed to push through my business because I wanted to give myself more of a stability, financial stability. Me, I wasn't, I was not stable last year this time. And then all of a sudden things, and I saw the, because I have a budget, and I saw the ups and downs and ups and downs. Now, I was making okay money in the beginning, but my background, my past is what caused me to not use it wisely. So that's another thing. We could be flowing with money, but if you are not financially literate, it would be all for nothing. So I advise, my best advice is for everyone to get financial literacy. I had to. I had to. Because the way I was brought up, there was no budget. We just spent, 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 spent. I had no budget. When I decided to do the financial literacy and I decided to fix my credit and fix everything around me so that I can do better. I want a legacy for those boys. I want to leave this earth knowing that I did my best and that I overcame a lot. So I had to do that financial literacy. Hell yeah, it was hard because I'm so used to one thing. And me being a nurse, LPN in the hospitals and manager and lab corp and all of that, I was making excellent money, like so good money that I had the car, I had the townhouse, I had it all. And I didn't know how to keep it. So it's crazy how now I'm not where I was, but I'm here. I'd rather be here than I was back then because now I know the value of a dollar. And I know how to invest in myself and invest in my business and make sure my boy's all good. When that boy who's in college right now told me he has a $500 balance and that he had no other choice because he had to pay that balance in order for him to get the letter saying that he could graduate in May. That boy graduates May 21st because his mom was able to put that $500 up for him. I would never be able to do that 2 years ago. Ever, ever, ever. It's no way possible unless it's income tax time. It was no way ever I could be able to say, here, I need you to graduate. Take it. I don't care. Take it. I need you to graduate. No way. But I see now. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not rich at all. I'm nowhere near it at all. There's still some things I need to complete in my goals in order for me to get that next figure. Once I get that next figure, then I'm going to that next figure. And so when I was able to give him the $500, literally 2 days, 3 days later, I got scammed on PayPal. I don't know if it's a scam, but it sounds so like a scam. I showed the screenshots and everything to my admins, to my girls, my ladies. I showed them the screenshots because I thought, okay, am I reading this wrong? This lady clearly saying she owns up to it, but PayPal took it from me because she went to her bank and not PayPal. I proved all of this stuff. I proved everything, and they took that money. But not only did they take that money that that lady gave me for her ebook, they took a chargeback. Now, the chargeback was that you screwed up your customer fee, And because we had to do a chargeback, it was like a bounce check like that. Even though I didn't bounce the damn check, it was a chargeback. PayPal found ways, man. They found ways. They found a way. And I kept saying, how dare you take this money from me when I clearly showed you proof? I showed you proof. It is what it is. It is what it is. So, when that money was taken from me, I was almost to the point where I'm like, what are you gonna do next, Shauna? How you gonna get from A to Z now? Because that was my cushion. Now I'm nervous. Now I'm like, okay, what's my next step? I don't know. I don't know. And let me tell you something. God always makes ways for me. But let me tell you, I had to do the work. I had to do the work. I had to do the work. If I didn't do the work, it just was not going to be a good thing at all. Um, so one of the goals that I had gave myself was by the time I turned 40, I wanted to be happy. I wasn't happy. March 11, 2018, I was 40 years old and I wanted to be happy. That's all. That was simple, right? No. Because I didn't know what I needed to do to be happy. So it wasn't simple. Okay, so this was another goal I had. I will no longer be lost, lazy, and have no purpose. Not purpose, no purpose. That was my goal for March 11, 2019. No longer lost, no longer lazy, and no purpose. I will never have no purpose because I know my purpose and I know my journey towards that purpose. I know that my story is what's getting me to push on. And as long as I identify those barriers, I identified them, I wrote them down, and I showed what I need to fix those barriers. So this is what I was taught when I did the certification class. When I did the certification class to help you guys in your business, I had to go through me, my deep dark secrets, my deep dark boundaries. I didn't realize something that happened to me when I was a 5-year-old little girl, and it affects me to this day. Sometimes we don't know that. So when you say, I don't understand this, I don't understand why I can't move on, I don't understand why this is not happening right, because we're so conditioned and we're so like straight into, I don't know what else to do because I'm so used to this path. I don't know how that path look. I only know this. So I'm comfortable here. So because I'm comfortable here, I'm going to stay here. And that's what happened to me because I was comfortable here. I didn't want to go over there. I didn't know what was going to happen over there. So I at least I know the things that are bad and the things that are happening now. I know, even if they're bad, even I kind of know. I feel comfortable knowing that I could kind of sort of jump over hurdles to fix the bad. But over here, I have to like get some of that away. And I don't know how to walk with some of that away. I don't know how to talk with some of that away. I don't know how to move with some of that away. So I was scared. But my coach, my therapist, what they did was weekly. Let's work on this. So when I told you my weight was a problem, that was the reason why I had to work on me and the weight first. Then I had to work on that toxic relationship. When he said he was done and he was gone, bye. Bye, Felicia. No, let me stop. Tyrone, call him. All right. I will pursue my business by January 2019. I will pursue my business by January 2019. And I did. I pursued my business by January 2019. Once I did that, it was slowly idle. Just idle. It wasn't going up, it wasn't going down. It was just idle. But what made it skip a little bit up every now and then is every day I did something. Then I skipped up. Every day I did something else. And then every day I just kept going. Every day, every day, every day, every day. And it just kept getting higher and higher and higher to the point now where it's continuous, flooded over, continuous. It could be $20 here. It could be $10 here, $100 here. That adds up. Plus, you have a continuous flow of income from so many different directions that when it adds up, you're able to take care of what you need to take care of. Now, do I have enough to say I want to go away on a vacation? No, but I have enough to take care of the household and a little bit left over to make sure, like I said, that that boy was able to graduate. I have that. That's where you need to be. You have to be financially stable in order to have a good business. I didn't know that. You do. You can't rob from yourself. You don't want to rob from yourself. You don't want to take it and you're buying this and buying that, and because you got a little bit of extra income, you're gonna go get your hair done and your nails done and this and that and that. And then what happens? You need things for that business. There's sometimes you gotta indulge and invest in yourself. If you have to get a coach, you gotta pay for that coach. If you have to get a subscription for your website, you gotta pay for that. And this is something you have to invest in yourself and invest in your business and put it to the side and make sure that it is not touched. So I have to budget not just my household, but my business. I used to put them together. I had to learn how to separate them. So that's the difference between your personal budget and your business budget. So those are the barriers that I had to overcome with financial literacy. I still struggle. There's times where I see something on Amazon and I'm like, oh, I gotta buy it, I gotta buy it. And then you gotta be like, Shauna, really? You don't need that. But the equipment that I have now for my business, it's to generate more money. The thing about it is you want to make sure that you're paying yourself back. So all this equipment that I bought for this business, I just realized I was supposed to get a package today. Sorry. I just yeah, I am supposed to get a package today. All this equipment and stuff that I bought for this business, um, it paid itself back. So me doing the YouTube and me I'm monetized now, but I didn't get my first check from YouTube yet. When I get my first check from YouTube, that's just profit because I paid myself back for this stuff with the other stuff that I was doing. You have to do that. Let's see what's next. Basically, what I'm just talking about, financially stable. I had to be financially stable by January 2020. Um, when I looked at my budget from this year alone, it was idle up until my birthday. Once my birthday in March hit, it skipped a beat, started going up. Then April, it was a little bit up. I was sick during that time and my finances was going up, which is crazy. I was sick. Then May, it started going up. And it just kept going. Like a plane in slow motion. Just up, 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 up. And now I'm at a whole point where I'm looking at it like, whoa, you could do that from home? I'm not where Little John is at because she shows her budget. I'm not where she's at, but I'm damn sure getting there. So, barriers that I overcame today, the stuff that I had to work on from 2018 to now, and that I overcame, that I can actually legitimately say, I don't worry about that. My weight, I still worry about it because since Rona, I gained 10, 12 more pounds. And the crazy thing is, I lost 68. My goal, I needed, I think it was March. Yeah, my goal was to lose 40 more pounds. Now I gotta lose 52 more pounds because of Miss Rona, because I am home doing absolutely nothing. And I couldn't exercise because I was always out of breath. I couldn't breathe. And I was pushing myself to exercise, but I just couldn't breathe. It took me to, I'm gonna say, the last 6 weeks. I am okay. It's still times where I can't breathe, and it's still times where I'm trying to exercise and I'm like, but other than that, I'm better than I was April, May, June, and July. I am not a motivator. That's what I am now, a motivator. I wasn't back then, but now that's supposed to be now, not. I am now a motivator. No longer in a toxic relationship. I now know my worth. Absolutely. Financially stable, not rich, like I said, but stable. I am no longer my own barrier. So I know where I need to go. I now know that when I am in a spot where I'm just complacent, I need to stop it and keep moving because I get nervous. I don't want to go where I went. I don't want to do that. So now I have to keep grinding. And the best thing to do that is to write everything down. We have to visualize and we have to see these things because sometimes we can say, oh, I don't know what's wrong with me, or something is going on, or I can't motivate myself. But when you actually physically write it down and you see it, then it's like, oh, okay. So that's why I always say it's best that you have a journal. It's best that you have well, if you are trying to get a business, it's really beneficial to have a coach because that coach can help you move from step to step to step and push you on even when you are not at your best. You have that coach to say you are at your best. You can do that. You need an accountability coach. What I like about Little John is we're accountability partners, right? Like, that right there is a great thing to have an accountability partner who can help you and you can help her. We are each other's backbone. So where I'm slacking, she will help me pick it up and vice versa. And that's sometimes what we need. We need somebody who, I may be good at this part, she's good at that part, and we complement each other. That's what you need. You need someone to help you move you to that next step because sometimes we just can't do it alone. Sometimes it's not that you need a crowd, you just need somebody to help guide you, someone who has been through it before and someone who had took the necessary steps to get out of it. All right. So, for you, this is for you, what you need to do is write your goal down in the days that in the time and the date that you want to finish it. You're going to write down you um what your needs are. That's the first thing you need to do. Write down your list of needs. Then write down your barriers. The barriers are the things that's stopping you from fulfilling your needs. Once you write down that list, You're actually physically looking at it, and you could say, all right, what are the two top things I need right now? So you go in that list of needs and you pick the two things you need to work on right now, this very second, and you work on those needs. The barriers, whatever you need to do to move on, that's what you're gonna do. Work on that barrier. That barrier is where you can push through so you can fit that need in. Once you do that, then you could go back and work on the other needs in the motive, what is it? In the barriers. And once you do those two things, have that deadline, because that you have to make yourself accountable. So have that deadline. Oh, Mariana, thank you. Hi. Yay. Look. I gotta manually do it though. Hold up. It ain't even plugged in. I'm so wrong. Thank you, Mariana. Thank you. I appreciate you. I think you oh shoot. Look. This is for you. This is for you. I'm so bad. I'm sorry. I'm so bad. I think yesterday was yes, bitch. But yeah, you know what I mean. Um, Thank you, Mariana. That was so nice of you. Yeah, so the work that I have done is just for you to the research and stuff that I had went through. I'm just letting you guys know that you can do it. You can push through it. You can get to where you want to go. Dedication, good business savvy, um, mentor, a coach, all of that can definitely help you move to where you want to be. A lot of us are saying we're not motivated. A lot of us are saying we just don't know where to start. A lot of us are saying all of these things are just excuses, because honestly, we can do it. We can move on. But I'm going to help. So, I already have people that I am mentoring right now, and I have them in there if you want to be under my session, my mentoring, my mentees. You want to be a mentee of mine, all you have to do is either be on my live, it's free, or it's $40 if you do not, because some people are shy on the camera, and that's fine. So it's $40, and the $40 will get you into my mentee program. Once you're in my mentee program, we're going to work on the things that I just explained to you. Actually, I'm starting with them this week. And you're going to work on the things that I was just explaining. But not only that, but I am helping you with those goals and pushing you to make those goals. So that's what we're doing this week in the mentee group. And yeah, that's basically it. That's basically it. Just make sure that you push. Just push. Before I go, I just want to say one little story. There was a little boy that's in there. I don't want to call him out because he's gonna be mad. It's a little boy. He had to write a paragraph, and he had a problem with his hand, his right hand. He's right-handed. He had a problem with his right hand. So he had to use a little bit of his left hand, and he would cry because he couldn't do the whole entire paragraph because it would hurt. So I would always say, "You could do it. You're my son. I pushed through. You could push through." No, I can't do it. So when he got teary eyed, it tore me up. It tore me up in pieces. But what I said to him was, "Man, you have to understand, it's going to be so many hard times out there. You have to keep pushing, especially being a little black boy. There's going to be days where you don't know how you're going to move on, how you're going to push. You don't know. You have no idea how you're going to do it. But I want you to know that I'm here and I can help you as much as I can while I'm here. And he's like, but I just can't do it. And boys are not supposed to cry, and I'm just mad because I'm crying. It's okay to cry. It's okay. So I wanted him to know that just keep pushing. It's all right. I want you guys to know it's okay to fail and it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay. It's fine to cry. Sometimes we do have to cry, whether you're a little boy, little girl. And I'm always saying, man up, man up, man up. Now, I say that to myself. But to be honest with you, it's okay. It's okay to cry and it's okay to get in your shoulder and just your shower. I cry. I do my crying and praying in my shower. But wherever you feel comfortable, whether it's your closet, your bedroom, wherever you go and you do that. You do that because we deserve that. We deserve that big cry. We deserve that um let it all out. Let that steam out. And then you want to know what? You just keep trying and you just push through that pain because you know what? The other side of it is so much better. I could breathe now. I could see now. I could feel better now. And I could actually say that I could feed my kids. I could clothe my kids. They got a roof over their heads. I had to go through a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, but it's okay. It's okay. It's all right because all of that crap that I had to go through and the obstacles that I went through, it makes every single thing that we are happy for right now well worth it. You appreciate the things more. You appreciate life more. You appreciate everything that happens. Even still bad things happen. And I want to be gone by now. I want to be out. I don't want to be here in Jersey City no more. I was supposed to be out in September, but it wasn't my time. So I'm not going to sit up here and say that everything great is happening. No, but that house that I was going to move into was just not my house. And it's okay. It's fine. The house that I'm moving into next year, that's going to be my house. I don't know where it's going to be at. I don't know how many floors. I don't know nothing. But it's going to be the house that was given to me because of what I worked hard for. So all I'm going to say is try. That's all you can do is just try, move on, and push through that pain. Push through it. Even if you don't want to do it that day, just push through it. Even if it's 10 minutes, 20 minutes. I had to keep telling myself 10 minutes, 20 minutes, Shauna, 30 minutes. That's all you got to do is just 30 minutes. Push through it. Push through it. I'm telling you, you'll be so much happier after you do. You'll be so much happier. Okay. So that's it for Mentor Monday. I do want to say that I am now brand ambassador for Popple. So I'm going to talk to you more about Popple. Popple is the electronic business card. I'm going to show more about it later. I didn't get it yet. It's coming now. But Popple is a new business card. You just stick on your phone. I'm going to put the link right here, Popple, so that you can at least look at it. And you're going to be like, what is this? What is this? What are you trying to do? It's a little circle that says Popple on it, and you put it on the back of your phone. And when you put it on the back of your phone, if someone wants your number or your social media or whatever, they tap the back of your phone. I'm going to show you. They tap the back of your phone. That's all they do. It could be any phone. Even if you have iPhone and they have Samsung, Android, all you have to do is tap it and bam, it automatically shows up. So you don't have to worry about the business cards, or you can still give out the business cards, but This would be so much easier for us when we're busy, or if somebody say, "Oh, you made that, I need that. How, what's your number, or how can I reach you?" All they have to do is tap the phones. You don't even have to worry about misspelling somebody's name or getting the wrong number. You just tap somebody's phone. If you want, you can go on there, you can look it up, and if you want to purchase it, I will give you my discount. All you have to do is put in Shauna the Diva, and that's the code that you're going to use. Shauna the Diva will give you 20% off. It's only $14.99, $19.99 for your little popple. They have the ones that can go on the back of your phone or the keychain. You can put it on your bag. You can put it on anywhere. If you have an actual business like a store, you can put it in your store. Wherever you put it, wherever you want. You can get the packs of 4 or 6. You can get that so that it can you can use it for multiple places. I am in love. I cannot wait until I get my popple, because I can't stand when people say, "Can I get your business card?" And then they lose it and they never call me. So this right here, all we have to do is give each other high fives on our phones, and it is over. It is over. I'm going to do more and more promotion about that, and Amazon affiliate now. I'm an Amazon affiliate now. So now I'm able to give you discounts. So I am able to find out what we need for our crocheting needs. But it could be for anything, not just crocheting. I can let you know when there are surprises coming up, like Black Friday, when something goes down, when there's a glitch, and you use my code and you will be good to go. So now I'm going to start putting that in the group. So if you are in GraphGAN University or GraphGANs and the Restless, I'm going to post them in there. So Popple and Amazon affiliate. How did you get the Amazon affiliate? I applied for it. So I was not able to get it before because I was not, I guess I didn't matter. I guess I didn't matter to Amazon. But now I matter to Amazon. So I was approved and they approved me. It only took 2 days. Maybe not even. Popple, it took me when they asked if I had wanted to be the brand ambassador, I said yes. And it took like 24 hours, 48 hours. It took 48 hours for me to be the brand ambassador for Popple. And I have some more. So that's what I'm going to be teaching my mentees. How you can be sponsored, how you can get sponsors, how you can be brand ambassadors. Sometimes you just gotta go and just ask. Sometimes you just do that. So I am going to teach them how to ask, how to get that Amazon affiliate program, because I found out why I couldn't get it before. I couldn't get it before because I was not worthy. They did not want to provide that for just anybody. You have to have a legitimate business. You have to have a place where you could share the business. And at that time, I didn't have the YouTube channel and I didn't have the Etsy. And I just had the Facebook groups, and they didn't count that as being eligible to be in the affiliate program. But yeah, I'm gonna help my mentees get in there. I'm gonna help my mentees be an affiliate. I'm gonna help my mentees get to be brand ambassadors, and I'm gonna help them so that they can do their own thing and they can make money from different avenues. I do suggest having I'm gonna do a blog now. So there's some things that's up and coming, but that's because the work. You gotta do the work. You can't just sit around and say, "How did you do that?" You gotta do the work. And that's it. So if you are not subscribed, please subscribe. And sharing is caring. So share the word that I am your podcaster, your creative stitching diva mentor. Then I provide all your GraphGAN needs, tutorials, whatever. Have no problem. If you want to have me do a tutorial for you, I have no problem doing that tutorial for you. Just ask. And that's it. I will be on again. When will I be on again? I don't know. Have a good night. And I will talk to Sunday. No, not Sunday. Saturday, maybe. I can't be on Sunday. I'm having a sister Thanksgiving. Sharing is caring. Have a good night. Bye.